Howdy folks, and welcome back to World of Tanks with the mighty Jingles. You know, they say the average duration of a battle in World of Tanks is no more than 8 minutes. Nowhere near the full 15 minutes that you get in a standard battle, and not even the full duration of an encounter battle. So, given that it's not unusual to see World of Tanks battles over and done with in 8 minutes or less, you're going to get 2 battles today for the same low price. Starting with this Tier 8 battle on Ensk, and battles on Ensk do tend to be over quicker than most. Starring the Captain Napalm in this Tier 7 IS-2S, the S standing for shielded, hence the bed spring armour slats around the turret. Introduced specifically to protect the tank against things like the German Panzerfaust. Now here's something interesting that you might not actually know, because World of Tanks has conditioned us to see spaced armour like that, and like the side skirts that you see on the Panzer IV, as an effective defence against high explosive anti-tank or shaped charge ammunition. This bed spring armour is effective against shaped charge ammunition, such as the warhead on a Panzerfaust, a Panzerschreck or a bazooka. But the side skirt armour is not. The side skirt armour on the Panzer IV was actually designed in order to protect the tank against things like the Soviet PTRD-41 anti-tank rifle, against which it was effective, but it was ineffective against shaped charge warheads. And the reason why tanks like the Panzer IV had the plate skirts rather than the mesh armour, as seen here on the IS-2S, is simply because steel plates were much easier to mass produce. Not, as we've been led to believe, because they provided superior protection against shaped charge warheads. Surprisingly, the wire mesh was also effective against regular armour-piercing ammunition, because it generated the same effect as if the shot had hit a thin steel skirt. Upon hitting the mesh, the penetrator would start to tumble, thereby losing effectiveness. That KV-3's not having a very good day, is he? Poor guy. Oh, hang on, 274A's coming out. This is very brave of him because the GSOR's ready to fire as well. And yeah, he definitely... not just the GSOR, the FV4202. So he took 3 hits in order to get 1 shot off. Not a great trade. But did you see what happened to Captain Napalm? It looked like the shot hit him on the barrel and then ricocheted off and penetrated his hull. So that was really unlucky. Scored a good hit on the ISU, who is... well, if he's not stock, he's definitely still using the howitzer. Captain Napalm moving up. Opportunity for a kill here. Takes out the KV-3. His first kill with just over 2 minutes of battle expired. Using the wrecked KV-3 to give himself some cover against the 274 while he reloads. Takes a hit anyway, but he gets the 274. Kill number 2. Scores are even, although the enemy team did just go ahead by 1 kill. Still everything to play for. The IS-2S is a better armoured tank than the IS-2. The frontal armour is on average 10mm thicker, but it pays for that increased armour with reduced mobility. Its power-to-weight ratio is pretty bad. Still, on a map the size of Ensk... oh, ammo rack. Why couldn't the SU-100 have had more health? Kill number 3, kill number 4, drive-by, on the move. Didn't bother aiming, he's in a Russian tank. You all know how it works by now. Stalin reaches up from the depths of hell and guides the shot to the target. Oh, you see what happened? He stopped and aimed. And that's why he missed. That'll teach you, comrade. Aiming is for bourgeois capitalists. You're in a Soviet tank. Left the artillery to the mediums behind him. He's got the barest fraction of the UDES 14.5 sticking out from behind that wall. Not a problem. Stalin-guided ammunition is in play. He's thinking about heading down to the base, but then very wisely decides that the T-25-2 down there stands no chance against the 3 other enemy machines rapidly approaching his position, and instead he's heading for where there are still 2 enemy machines where he might be able to pick up a Radley Walters medal. One M44, otherwise known as the poor man's Bert the Avenger, and there's kill number 7, and that just leaves the Hellcat. He's loading high explosive, which, depending on how much health the Hellcat has remaining, should be enough to kill him. But if the Hellcat doesn't die to 1 shot, the Hellcat's probably going to get 2 shots off in return. and he could kill Captain Napalm. Be very, very quiet. We're hunting Hellcats. Oh, Hellcat's seen him, but he's not shooting. Shot from artillery. Artie knows where the Hellcat is. Captain Napalm's high explosive shell will do 530 average damage. The Hellcat fires, hits, does 270 damage, but only has 523 health of his own. Captain Napalm rolls the dice and gets snake eyes. Low damage roll. Ah, shit. The Hellcat will get the next shot, and his 90mm gun missed. Now, I'm not saying that was the luckiest Radley Walters medal I've ever seen, but I'm saying luck was a factor. But then again, yeah, good players make their own luck. Radley Walters medal, high caliber and top gun for the Napalm Captain in the IS-2S. Next up, on the Live Oaks map, we have a Tier 10 standard battle, sent in by Camo King 1475 in the T-22, but it's not about him. I don't often get replays sent in by people who crash and burn early in battle and then direct my attention to one of their teammates. Honestly, it is kind of brave, because there's always going to be people in the comments pointing out your every mistake and calling you a bit of a scrub, but honestly I don't really think Camo King did anything too wrong. He just got kind of unlucky, and when I say he got kind of unlucky, he was unlucky enough to be playing in a Tier 10 battle in a tank that's a bit of a gold magnet. You'll see what I mean. Yep, a hit, on the move, didn't bother aiming. The thing is, Stalin only guarantees that his shots will hit, he doesn't guarantee that they're going to penetrate. That's why Stalin loves the KV-2 and the Su-152, because when you're firing a howitzer, it doesn't really matter whether or not they penetrate. There it is again, and oh, here comes the gold spam. And I mean, really. You'll see what I mean by unlucky. It's like every shot he fires hits, but either fails to penetrate or only does critical damage. Well, except for the ones that miss. Fair enough. But all of the shots that get fired at him have no such problems. Look at all of that gold. I mean, seriously, what the fuck? Oh, hang on. It's Tier 10. Crew stunned, engine damaged, dead. Oh well, look on the bright side. After the battle we can dig all of the gold out and finance a new tank. So, if this isn't about Camo King and the T-22, who is it about? Well, that's a very good question, and I'm very glad you asked. Several minutes later, with only 8 minutes of the battle remaining, things are not going too well at all for the remainder of Camo King's team. They're outnumbered 2-1. None of their surviving tanks have a huge amount of health, and they're kind of spread all over the map. You're not really able to mutually support each other, or at least not very well. Both the Kranvan and the T-110E5 are one-shot kills. In fact, they could probably both be taken out with a high explosive shell. Misenik here in the EBR-105 is in a slightly better state, and rapidly relocating in order to get some shots off against the tanks that are threatening to take out the E5. Now, he did get spotted there, and I'm not sure who by. Possibly by the enemy M60, possibly by that enemy EBR. But the T-110E5 did kill the M60, and I'm pretty sure that Misenik thought that it was worth the risk, because he does still have some health left, to possibly get the kill on the enemy EBR. But the enemy EBR goes undetected, so he advances forward, stalking his prey. Unfortunately, that's the point where they lose the T-110E5. Manages to catch sight of the enemy Batchat 155, doesn't hang around to finish him off because he was spotted in return, and there's an enemy EBR around here somewhere. Although there's one less now because the Kranvan just killed one. Unfortunately, the Kranvan then dies as well, and that means Misenik in the EBR 105 is the last surviving member of his team against 4 enemies. And the last enemy EBR just popped up on the map behind him in hot pursuit. The Batchat 155 ahead of him, the EBR behind him. Lord alone only knows where the other 2 enemy tanks are. Well, I'm not entirely sure how the enemy EBR thought he was possibly going to survive that. There's the Batchat, fired and missed, but wait, it is an autoloader. Not terribly accurate though. We got him. 2 enemy tanks remaining. A Badger and a T-110 E5. You can see the last known positions of the E5 and the Badger on the map, but it's been so long since they were last seen that those reported positions are pretty much meaningless. Aha, there's the E5. Okay, that's good to know. Be nice to know where the Badger is as well. Neither of those two enemy tanks are surely going to be stupid enough to try to win by capping, are they? Because this is an EBR 105, it can cross the entire map in seconds. Then again, it depends on how much... it's got a lot of health. That is an issue. Wait, are they chasing an EBR? Really? Is that what they're doing? You know how fast an EBR is, right? I mean, the E5 is not exactly slow, but it's not an EBR. That was a good shot. You see what he's doing? Because he has to spot for himself. There's nobody else spotting targets for him. So he's got to spot them, get into cover, shoot through the cover so that he doesn't get spotted in return, and then reacquire his target. But of course, every time he does this, he's not telling them exactly where he is because he's not getting spotted, but he is telling them in which direction they need to look to find him. So he must keep moving. He has to keep them guessing. Problem is, there's only 4 minutes of this game left. And one of them is capping. That's probably going to be the Badger. Well, there's one way to make sure. The issue here, of course, is there aren't that many places you can approach this cap circle and spot anybody in it without being spotted in return. And that Badger's gun does 480 damage, and Missinic doesn't have 480 health. Right, nothing seen from this bush, moves up to the next one. There it is, it's the E5. So, backs up, double bush, takes the shot, relocates. Did not get spotted, although the E5 made a damn good guess as to which bush he fired from, because, well, it's a bit like the Monty Python sketch, How Not to Be Seen. There are only so many bushes that you can hide behind in order to observe that cap circle, and the E5 obviously also saw which direction the shot came from. But the sheer fact that Missinic is able to do all of this without getting spotted by the Badger tells us that the Badger is probably still trying to chase him all the way around the southern end of the map. And another nice hit. And he did get spotted there. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's the Badger. Run, Missinic. Run for your life. Yep, there's the Badger. Yeah, interesting position. But you notice that Missinic pops into cover, takes the shot, and then doesn't hang around waiting for the Sixth Sense icon to go off to let him know that he's been spotted. He just assumes he has been spotted, and the reason for that is because Sixth Sense doesn't light up automatically. Well, it does, it just doesn't light up instantaneously. There's a 3-second delay after you got spotted. But if there's one thing that I can state with absolute certainty, it's that Missinic certainly knows his concealment game. He's using the trees. Trees work as bushes. You just can't normally use trees as cover because they're standing up. But if you're on higher elevation, i.e. the same elevation as the tree's branches, they work just fine as concealment. Man, that Badger's not having a good day, is he? 2 minutes of the game remaining. He still has to kill both of them because there's no way he's going to win by capping. And they pretty much only have to hit him once. Well, the Badger just has to hit him once. The E5 might take 2 hits. Actually, who are we kidding? It's an EBR. The old, oh, he only has so much health remaining gag might work on any other machine. But as we all know, that Badger in E5 could fire at Missinic all day, and the wheels would absorb the shots without slowing him down a bit. But still, despite the fact that he is driving a ridiculous vehicle, you can't deny the skill on display here. Oh shit. Right. Well, now he absolutely cannot afford to... I mean, he couldn't afford to take a hit from the Badger anyway. Now he definitely can't afford to take a hit from the Badger. Now there is only 1 minute remaining. He's a one-shot kill for the Badger. The Badger is a one-shot kill for him. He does have the advantage, however, providing he can find a bush. And assuming that the Badger doesn't just want to draw, and he doesn't. Oh no, the Badger saw him. 36 seconds. Can he relocate enough and still get the shot in the next 30 seconds? Oh, there's the Badger. Yes, he's got him. Well, once again proving, as if further proof were needed, that the team with the surviving EBRs is the team that wins. Bissonic in the EBR, submitted by Camo King in the T22. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, take care, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.